Whenever we talk about AGI, our minds jump straight to the sci-fi stuff, right? Killer robots, all-powerful AI overlords, the usual. But what if we're all looking in the wrong direction? What if the real story here isn't about some technological beast we have to fight in the future, but about who we are, right now, in the present? Okay, let's really get into this. You hear the debates all the time. Will AGI become conscious? Is it going to take all our jobs? And look, these are huge questions, no doubt about it. But they almost always treat AI as this alien other that's on its way to mess with us. For this explainer, we're going to flip that script completely.
So, what if AGI isn't our future competitor? What if it's actually the most powerful mirror we've ever built? A mirror that reflects everything about us, our values, our goals, and maybe most tellingly, our deepest confusions. Once you start seeing it that way, the whole game changes. The question is no longer what will it do, but rather, what is it showing us about ourselves? To really wrap our heads around this, we need to start with one massive fundamental idea. Our technology has never, ever been separate from us. It's always been an extension of who we are. This isn't some new age hot take, by the way. The media guru Marshall McLuhan was talking about this decades ago. Think about it. A hammer is just a more powerful version of our fist. A wheel is an extension of our feet, but way faster. A telephone extends our voice and ears across continents. Every tool we make just takes a human ability and cranks it up to 11. And this impulse to create things that reflect us, it runs deep in our culture. You can even look at it from a theological perspective. The idea is that we are made to reflect a creator, and so what do? We turn around and build our most advanced creations to reflect us. In that sense, AI is truly made in our image. And it's not just some ancient impulse either. The philosopher Andy Clark argues our brains are actually wired to merge with our tools. He calls us natural-born cyborgs. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But just think, the moment you write down a note, you're offloading your memory to an external device. We are, as he says, human technology symbionts. We're literally built to integrate with the things we create. So the crucial point to get here is this. AI isn't some alien invader, not at all. It's the next logical step in a story that's as old as humanity itself. The story of us extending our own minds and bodies out into the world. It's part of us. Okay, so if we're on board with AGI being a mirror, then we have to ask the next, much tougher question. What kind of reflection are we getting? Is it a true picture? Or is it more like a funhouse mirror, all distorted and weird? What worldview is actually baked right into the code? To figure that out, we have to bring in a philosophical heavy hitter, Martin Heidegger. Now, stick with me, because this is a game changer. He had this concept called enframing. He argued that modern technology isn't just a box of tools. It's a whole worldview. It's a powerful lens that frames how we see literally everything. And what does this enframing lens show us? A world made up of what Heidegger chillingly called a standing reserve. It means that everything, a forest, a river, a person, stops being a thing in and of itself. Instead, it becomes a resource, a stockpile of raw material just sitting on standby, waiting to be used and optimized. Let me give you a concrete example. You can look at a river and see a beautiful living ecosystem, a sacred space. Or, through the lens of enframing, you see untapped kilowatt hours. You see a resource that's just waiting for a dam. The river is no longer a river. It's just potential energy to be exploited. And this brings us right back to our AGI mirror. See, the reflection it shows us is not neutral, not even close. It reflects a worldview that is completely obsessed with efficiency and optimization. It reflects a world, and it reflects us, as just another set of resources to be managed. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Because if the mirror can only reflect a world of pure optimization, what on earth happens when we try to teach it about things that can't be optimized? Things like fairness or justice. Well, that's when the cracks start to show. I mean, go look up any AI ethics framework from a big corporation or a government. You'll see the same words every single time. Fairness, transparency, accountability. You get the picture. And on the surface, that all sounds great. Who wouldn't want that? But here's the problem. What does fairness actually mean? Fair according to who? What does it mean for an AI to be beneficent, to do good? What's our definition of a good life that it's supposed to help us achieve? The second you start asking these basic questions, that whole happy consensus just shatters into a million pieces.
As one source puts it so powerfully, these ethical frameworks fail because they're basically using empty words. They don't have any real shared agreement on what it means to be human or what a good society even looks like. We haven't done the homework ourselves, so how can we possibly teach it to a machine?
And that leads us to the most critical takeaway of this whole explainer. When an AI system shows bias, or when it causes harm, that's not a bug in the code. It's a feature. It's a feature of our own culture. The AI is working perfectly. It's just holding up that mirror and showing us just how fragmented and deeply confused we are about our most fundamental values.
So, this is the real challenge of AGI. It isn't about building a smarter algorithm. It's about being forced to finally answer the question that the algorithm puts right in our face. Who are we? So let's put all the pieces together. We started with the idea that AI isn't some foreign invader. No, it's a deep extension of ourselves, made in our own image. Then we saw that this extension of us acts like a very particular kind of mirror, one that reflects our modern obsession with seeing everything and everyone as a resource to be optimized. And finally, we saw that when we try to code our most important values, like fairness and goodness, into that mirror, it cracks. It cracks because it can't help but expose our own society's massive confusion about what a good life even is. So, you see, the race to build AGI isn't really a technical problem in the end. It's a human one. It's an identity crisis. It's forcing us to define our values with a kind of clarity we've managed to avoid for a very long time. And so the ultimate question AGI is asking us has nothing to do with machines at all. It's about us. Are we ready to look in that mirror and give an honest answer?